think one of the big problems is with our football team?
They always lose.
They always lose, right? Why do they always lose?
Because they're from Murray.
They're from Murray. You don't believe they can win, do you?
They've won a few times.
You've won a few times, right?
So
Don't you always have to believe that you can win?
Yes.
Even if you might lose, you have to have that belief, okay? Any program, any successful person starts with a belief that they can succeed. Okay? If you've already told yourself that you're going to lose, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to lose, right? Okay?
You think you're going to
When you set out in that classroom, you set out on that field, you set out in that pool. Okay? If you have already made up your mind that you're going to lose, you will lose. Okay? Will you win if you have in your mind that you're going to win?
Yes.
Not necessarily, right? What do you have to have?
Well, I'm a winner.
You have to have confidence. You have to have training, right? You have to have that. You have to put the training in. You can if you think you can. You can if you think you can. So Kelsey,
Yes.
you're a wall.
No, really.
You're the wall in the goal.
I am a wall.
No, nothing gets past you. Nothing. Nothing.
Only up the wall.
I expect this weekend to not have one goal scored. That's my expectations for you. The next time you find yourself thinking that there is something that you just can't do, think about Roger Bannister. Roger Bannister was the first man to run a 4-minute mile. In 1886, a record was set by a man named Walker, who ran the mile in 4:12 and 3/4 of a second. That record stood until 1923, 37 years later, when Paavo Nurmi ran the mile in 4:10 and 3/4. He had shaved 2 whole seconds off of Walker's record. Everyone in the world thought that Nurmi's accomplishment was unbelievable. No one will ever be able to break his record, they said. It took 31 more years for that record to be broken, and Roger Bannister did it. For the first time in history, a man ran a mile in 4 minutes flat. Look what has happened since Bannister's record. There have been scores of people who have broken the 4-minute mile. Why? Bannister was interviewed after his incredible accomplishment, and everyone asked him whether or not he had special shoes, or if he ate any special foods, or if his training routine could account for his speed. Bannister told the reporters that he didn't have special shoes, or anything else that one could actually see. He did have something special, though. He believed that it was possible for a human being to run a mile in 4 minutes. And that's exactly what he did. Isn't it interesting that all of a sudden so many people began running the mile in 4 minutes or less when it had taken 31 years for Bannister to surpass Nurmi? Once Bannister proved that it was possible, people stopped saying it can't be done. Once a person stops saying can't and starts saying can, it's a whole new game. Keep one thing in mind, however. Roger Bannister didn't just get up one morning, put on a pair of sneakers and say, "Today's the day, world." Of course he didn't. He had to practice, he had to train, he had a lot of races before he finally reached his goal. Here's a couple quotes I want you to remember this week. You never know whether or not you can do something unless you try. Believe in yourself and what you are doing. Don't be afraid of a failure. Everybody who tries fails sometimes. Keep a positive attitude and keep trying until you reach your goal. And my last quote is for our Murray water polo boys. How many times have you said Kearns can't be beat to yourself this year?
A lot.
They've said it, I've heard it many times. They can't be beat. They can be beat. If you believe you can do it, it's the only way you're going to be able to. If you've told yourself that you're going to lose before you even get out on that field or even get out in that pool, you've already lost. But if you give yourself the belief that you could win, you'll give yourself a chance to win. The end.